Did you not want to use the truck as that wall, Shred?
No.
Okay.
That truck is way too big. Besides, we're just doing basics. Alright guys, welcome to CQB. What we're going to drill through today is just basic town movement. Moving from corner to corner, making sure all your sectors are covered. Generally, you're going to have two sets of teams, your guard team and your crossing team. We're going to go ahead and start. We'll move down the street to your left, my right. Come on, line up.
What?
Line up as if we're moving down the street.
Red team is crossing, white is just guard.
Sorry, just follow me for right now.
Planet, you'll be crossing team in red. White will be guard. Alucard and Vil, if you wanna go with Flannel, and Alucard, you stick with me. We pick it up for.
Alright, how many guys do I have here? 2, 3, 4, 5.
Your
6,
salt.
7.
Your guard
I got
team
7 guys here, 8 including myself.
Yep.
Alright, let me get 3 on the left, 4 on the right.
We've got Vil.
Right, red and left then, since we're
red
3
and
people.
It's 4 and 4.
I gotcha. I'll fill in the back slot over here.
Okay.
Alright.
We could do it with 3, just to make it more ideal, so we know what's going on.
You're a red team then.
Oh, it'll work fine with me helping in as well. It's varying group sizes. Alright. So, when moving from street to street in urban terrain, what you need to remember is that you always keep your lines of sight open. So, when you're covering an area, you don't want to have... sorry, fucking Jesus. I need to pull out my notes. 1 second.
First thing, guys, 5-meter spacing at all times. So where I'm standing is a little bit too
5
close.
meters between you on either side of the walls. In this situation, we're just going to assume that both sides are solid. That way you have full cover. So in a normal situation, you would take into account this is a fence and an enemy would shoot through it. But for right now, it's a solid wall. Okay?
Means you
Assume
move
it's a
down
solid
bit,
wall.
Mike. There you go. A little more. There you go.
When you approach a street corner, your first man positions himself about a meter out from the wall. And you'll see the reason why for here in a second. A meter out and a meter back from the corner. So that way there's a little bit of room between you and the wall. You want to be standing... There you are, right about there.
1 second, Shred. Sorry to interrupt. Guys, condition 4 weapons. I want magazines out of your guns. Everyone,
How
good
long
idea.
do I do that?
you drag it out of the
Go
weapon
to your
and put it in
inventory and just drag it out.
Alright, go ahead.
I'll tell you when you can load. We will do this live here in a minute. Alright, first man, always about a meter out and a meter back from the corner. This is to provide the men behind you a lane with which to cross without crossing your field of fire.
Okay.
Right side, you're going to cover the left street. You're aiming down this way. You've got full cover on that street without even being hittable from this angle. You have full cover on the other street. Your other man has full cover on this street. Left side, you're covering the right street. Eyes right. When you approach the corner, meter out, meter in, cover the opposite street. Men behind those two are set and ready to move. Once the first 2 men call clear, the next 2 immediately bound across. There you go. There, card. Alright, so once you approach the corner, first man and second man will call clear, respectively. Second 2 men will immediately bound across. taking up identical positions on the corners opposite. Again, covering opposite streets. Next 2 men will then bound across immediately. They will then take up covering positions inside the walls, here, facing directly down the street. Now, your last 2 men in this 8-man scenario are, of course, going to be facing backward, covering your 6. They're the next 2 to cross, and they are immediately followed by your initial security men, 1 and 2. Okay, so quick run. Back up about 5 meters, just so you're approaching the corners. And I'll be 4 slot on the right side. Ready, move forward.
Clear. Right.
Clear.
Set and go.
Bounding. Covering.
And they're set. Last 2 go. And last 2 immediately follow. Don't even wait for us to get all the way across. And then you would go right back to the front. You continue forward. And then you move on to the next corner. Everybody think they got that? You want to run through it once with real guys?
Can we just run through it
Maybe
once
some
again
targets in the street?
with weapons condition 4? Just like we just did, just do it again.
Alright. Back to your start positions. You can switch up if you want. Put somebody else on point.
White team, Mike and Alucard switch. Red team, who was up front first?
Me.
Who's me?
Curvy pirate.
Right, Curvy and Flannel switch.
Alright.
So when does the first man go after you're covered? Is it last?
Yeah, you go.
The first man in line, you mean the first guy that
Yeah, just come to
gets
this
security
corner.
here?
Yeah. When do
He
they
goes as soon as he sees the opposite number 3 man, or whoever would be rear cover. As soon as he sees him cross his field of view, that's when he goes, because the corresponding guy should be about the same position, about here. So about halfway across the street.
Okay.
They go immediately. They don't even wait for the next guy to get in cover, because that street is under security at that point.
Also
Where's
watch your
that? Just
spacing,
double checking.
red guys.
Yep.
Rear guy, you're still watching the rear. Whoever's at the rear, I think it's Vil. No, who's that? Curvy.
Curve at the moment.
Curvy, you're watching the rear side, like Shred here. Another thing, once you guys get to the corner, both of you first guys, you need to sell covering. Then once the second team goes, say crossing. Once you're cross and you're covering, you should be on yelling at this point. I want you guys to say covering. That gives us the cue as the third people in line to go across. When we say set, that's when everyone else in the rear will go. So that's just a quick audio cue so when we know to move.
Yeah. Are we live for this exercise?
No, this is still condition
No,
4.
I haven't dropped in anything. Magazine's still out. And
So wait, what do I call out? Because I call out clear? When
Cover.
Covering.
call your side,
Covering.
clear,
Right.
or your side covered.
Alright then.
Covering.
On Shreds go.
And go.
Covering.
Left covering.
Crossing.
Crossing.
Covering.
Covering.
Crossing.
Crossing.
Set.
Swing around. Go. And last one's go.
Set.
Set.
and then you would move to the next corner.
Good job, guys.
Already there. Yeah.
Very nice.
First,
Very nice looking.
just as one thing though, Mike, when we get
Where's
here,
that?
you gotta notice that now we're at a T intersection, so you wouldn't run up that far. You would have stopped back here where
Probably
you would,
about where I am.
Yeah, you would
Yeah,
not have pushed
yeah.
that far up. Just, you wouldn't have known because we didn't bring it up, but the future.
So
It's
good.
in a close quarters in a mountain environment, which is urban terrain. When you're in a mountain environment, it's always corner to corner, and make sure you've got 360-degree coverage. As long as you remember that, you're going to be covered and safe. Keep all entries and openings covered. It's a very good general rule of thumb. If you see a doorway, don't immediately cross it. Make sure there's somebody looking down it.
Yeah, like the one behind you, see?
Yeah.
Exactly. Same with open windows. Of course, we can't predict Claw or anybody's mission-making capabilities. They may put enemies anywhere. Eyes open, eyes everywhere. Corner to corner, cover to cover. Alright, you want to do it with live enemies?
Did you want to take the T intersection section of it, or do you want to do live enemies first?
This is just basic. I've only got 10 minutes left.
Got it. Bit live. Let's do it live.
Reloading.
You guys reset. XQM and flannel switch. I
Are you gonna go front?
I will go front. I will switch with you. So you go now to the third
Right.
position.
Where's
Which
that?
one were you, X?
I was
On the right.
second guy.
Second, right?
Alright, I'm going to be... Hang on.
Scoot.
Alright, guys. I want us back a bit more. Go past the other intersection, the alleyway and the crossroads. It gives Shred enough places, and we're not getting shot at as soon as
I gotta get... Where are we? Where are we?
Do you want to just sit on this corner, see?
But
There
that's
we
good.
are.
So just
I
like
need
you
to
would
back
at
up.
any
Nope,
other
I need
intersection,
to back
guys.
up.
We're at this alleyway and such. I'm covering left. QM, you'd be watching right. Still up at this front.
Mike, you cover right. I got.
When you're okay, another point
What's
real
that?
quick while we're just sitting right here. When you are sitting in an urban area, you don't want to be sitting on a corner. You want to be sitting in the middle of a street, if anything. And your men front two, Z, XQM, you'd be looking northwest down the street.
You're not doing
Guys
the-
between them, you're going to be watching above and across.
You're not
Above and
crisscross.
across.
Now that we're at this
Yes.
intersection, it's not crisscrossed with then the second guy's looking down the street?
Not really.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Just standard security when you're sitting in a street, if you ever are, is directly across and above.
Okay. I agree with that. It was just I did see that we've got an intersection a meter from me. So,
Oh, well, again, just assuming a scenario, basic.
alright, fair enough.
Alright, let me get these guys placed. We are...
We are live fire for this exercise.
We are live fire.
We are live
Weapons
fire.
Ready.
So go ahead and reload if you haven't already.
Good luck, chaps.
Hopefully, no more friendly fire incidents.
Haha. Maybe you brought red tracers.
Yep.
Let's get a bit training for that.
That should help.
Yeah, green tracers get you shot from the air pretty easily.
Yeah. And from the ground.
Ninja lights you up in no time. Shampoo might check and double check if it's really friendly.
Gonna have to teach you guys the Weeble Wobble.
It looks stupid because I have to do it in real life with head tracking. I did unbind crap on my
Yeah, that's a little weird. That's got to be a little bit weird.
Oh wait, I have it on my pedals. Never mind.
You might want to move the intersection guy back a little bit, Shred.
Which one?
One by the church. I can see him from here.
And he seems pretty friendly so far.
Yeah, they're independent, so they don't...
Well, they're independents, and they're not going to engage until you do. All
I
right.
could still see that guy from here. He's at the where the vehicle used to be when we practiced this.
Oh, that guy.
There you
Gotcha.
go.
So are we free to engage the independents if we see them?
We are.
Yes.
Cool.
All targets
Set.
at this point are kill on sight, right?
Correct.
Alright, set.
Set.
And go.
Right. Go.
And go.
Contact left.
Contact right.
Right clear right.
Right clear. Oh,
Clear left.
contact
Contact.
right.
Covering left.
Covering right.
Crossing.
Crossing.
Covering.
Set. Are
Crossing.
we coming down the street?
Yes.
Crossing.
In that case, contact right. Oh, ooh. That's close. Clear on the right.
Move up, covering.
Crossing. Set.
Down.
Got a man down.
We got a medic here.
Negative.
Phil.
Is the area clear? Because I can medic him if you really want.
Phil.
Area's clear.
It's clear.
Yep. All contacts down. Good movement. That was just, he went hostile and, moved before we could engage him.
Well,
His body's fallen in such a way that it looks like he's surrendered.
To be
on the ground
fair-
and been arrested.
it was also a coverage issue. So,
Hold
firstly,
on, I'm not entirely done yet. I think.
Didn't see him on the ground.
Maybe I am.
it's alright. I mean, if you didn't see him, it happens.
Yes, I
That's
am.
why we do these things. That zone is your position, Alec. And I'm not trying to get down your throat or
Yep.
anything. Future reference. That's why we train, do such.
Yeah, from where I was, I didn't quite have line of sight on him.
Yeah,
and
he
didn't
was-
have line of sight on me.
To be fair, he was prone down beneath the curve in the shadows. I mean, I didn't see him until I saw the muscle flashes hitting me.
Same here. Same here. I basically only saw the grass behind him from first person.
Alright, guys. Condition
that's,
4, questions.
Yeah, any questions? Because we got about 3 minutes left.
I was a bit confused about my position as the first guy crossing. Which way I
Okay,
was
yeah.
supposed to
The
point.
first guy crossing, when you're crossing to a
Moving
corner,
back to the intersection.
when you're crossing to a corner, is going to be the street opposite you.
Right, so the
So
same
if you're
position as the
if you're
first guy
crossing
on the other side.
crossing on the right, you could be covering the left street, just like the guy you crossed behind.
Yep.
So that gives two rifles on that street on either side, and opposite you would cover there.
Yes.
Basically, the purpose of that is for a brief moment while the majority of the guys are moving, they have to cross line of fire for friendly units. So if one guy is covering this left side and the other guy is covering the left, there's a period of time where the second man can't shoot, but the first man can still cover. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it provides two rifles as opposed to one that will be obstructed for a short amount of time, and that one moment can really cause a fuck up.
Yep.
Thank you, Z, for that. Writing shit down for the next session. That way it goes a little bit smoother.
It does
Alright,
benefit
any other
that we ran
questions?
through this already.
Yeah, it does.
The first guy that was does he check the corner he's crossing? Because that guy over there on the left side, if that would have been a live enemy, he would have shot whoever crossed first.
No, when you're bounding,
Right in the back.
when you're the first guy to cross, so you're in the second position.
check
you
your
bound.
goddamn fire!
You don't stop. 'Cause then, if that guy's shooting at you, now you've stopped and made yourself a standing target. You bound.
Yeah,
you
I
just
would
keep running.
bound all the way into cover.
Check
and
your
you're
goddamn
about-
fire!
Just like the initial guy, the initial cover, you're a meter back from the corner on your side and a meter out. That way.
I would have been fucked on this side though.
It becomes
On
becomes
that
the
side, yeah.
responsibility.
Because in order to
of-
kill that guy, I would have to move.
becomes the responsibility of the guy covering from here, that side.
He can't see it.
You can't
Dude.
see him, mate.
But
Wouldn't have
that's
seen him.
when the fire starts coming out. When you start hearing shots, it's your responsibility then.
You have
to
to
move.
you have to adapt the situation. It's not 100% rigid. These are just basic generalized rules, and they will keep you safe if you remember them in the field.
It's why we have medics,
Yeah.
and now we know that it's not safe when we try to cross. It's second position sucks. I'll give it to you, but it's how it works, and it's a safer bet than us walking up, covering two sides, and then advancing.
And it does modify a little bit depending on the size of your team. I know our standard fire team is like 5 guys, so you would only have 2 sets. So you would have. Oh,
Your timer.
that's my that's my alarm saying they got a couple seconds left. So with only 4 or 5 guys, you would of course have your initial cover, 1 cross, then you would have them cover while your middle guy crossed, and then your last 2 would go. It gets a lot faster.
Just a suggestion, the second guy that is about to cross, he keeps line of sight to the other direction, and the first guy checks the corner. Like, gets around the corner to check that there's no one right behind it.
That's the cover, guys. When you're here, you're in this first position, and you're
Then you
watching.
have a blind spot for the whole side on this wall.
Until the first guy's
but you
crossed.
don't,
Because then
because-
that guy has.
Look,
Yeah,
look,
there's
So
always
you
going
can't
to be
really-
blind spots. It's never 100% free of risk.
You don't-
You're going to have blind areas.
for you
You
also.
You can have your
can't
first guy here.
Get all the way
Second
out
guy
here and check all the way down that wall without exposing yourself to this corner, like 98% of this corner.
The
And
person
then you're
here
standing
can lean
still
out,
and.
like this far.
And then you're just standing there, waiting to get shot from anybody else who is behind you that guy didn't see yet.
Pretty
So
much
it's
the
never
idea is
100% risk. It's
if you're-
negating it as much as possible.
if you're gonna be in the middle of the street looking down the street, you might as well be doing it running, and then you cover it from the other side.
I'm not
Well, of
saying
course,
when you're
if you're being shot in
sprinting,
the
you
back,
can't
might be
sprint,
standing
run,
here.
and shoot, but you need to be moving. It is the job of this person who's sitting on this corner to move into such a position where their back is still secure, and they can see down the majority if they can without revealing too much. So you know, this wall goes out farther than that wall, so this first person can advance to about here safely, and lean out, or even do one of these leans and still cover effectively and be safe.
It's adaptive. You have to be aware of your surroundings and adapt it to your surroundings.
Alright, what's the next stage? Where do we go?